from victory. So close your eyes, everyone. अखण्डमण्डलाकारं व्याप्तं येन चराचरं तत्पदं दर्शितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरुवे नमः। गुरुब्रह्मा गुरुविष्णु गुरुदेवो महेश्वर गुरुसाक्षात् परब्रह्म तस्मै श्रीगुरुवे नमः। ॐ Please repeat after me the invocation. Thou majestic presence of the ascended Jesus Christ, thou who hast gained thy eternal dominion over all things, thou who dost rest serene in the heart of the eternal Father, pouring forth thy wondrous radiance, enfolding all mankind. We give praise and thanks to thee. Our hearts will fill with great rejoicing that the ascended host with thee see and manipulate the dawning eternal light for the blessings of humanity. Through his own personal ray, Jesus will now speak his wish to the students. Shall I start the chapter again? When I said I am the open door which no man shuts, I meant humanity to understand. I refer to the great I am, which is the life of every individual manifest in form. I did not wish to convey that the personal Jesus was only one to whom this great privilege was ordained. Each one of you, beloved children of the one Father, has the same mighty presence within you, the great I am, that I have and that I had at that time, by which I achieved the final and eternal victory. Here I wish you to understand for encouragement and strength and certainty in your minds that the consciousness I used for this great victory was the use of the I am presence, which you are being taught. I had made search through all the avenues available at that time, and at last the determination and desire for the truth led me to the great master whom you shall one day know. He gave to me this inner secret and mighty acknowledgement, turning me to that mighty presence, the great I am. Through his radiation, I was able to comprehend and at once begin using it. This is the only way by which any individualization of the ray of God may achieve the eternal victory and build his structure upon a firm foundation from which no outer activity can ever disturb him. Means what? That the great, through our only I am, how Jesus has made the ascension, we too can make the ascension through our I am. And that is what he's saying. At this time, I wish to convey the simple, all-powerful use of this presence to you, all who have achieved the mighty victory and who have been able to raise their bodies as I did, or who raised them before, have used the conscious activity of that mighty eternal presence I am. So when we consciously all the time use the the power of the I am, the activity of the I am, then we consciously use it. That means we are now ready for ascension. When I said to my disciples and to humanity, the things that I have done shall you do also, and even greater things shall you do. I knew whereof I spoke, knowing that within each individualization or child of God, there was this mighty I am presence by whose use you are impelled forward with no uncertainty. I say impelled because I mean just that you are urged to go forward. What was that difference between compel and impel, Sangeeta, yesterday, which you told me?
Compel is when you're forced by others to do
Force.
something against your wish, and impel is something that you're forced because there's a good behind it.
Yeah, you're impelled by the great of, so you know the good behind it, and you're forced from within to just do it. So impelled forward. So what he says is that uh, when he has said that what the things I have done shall you do also, and even greater things shall you do, he meant it. He just didn't say the statement just like that, because he knew he had done it, and he knew all of us have the potency of doing it, that the potential power was there within us. The constant use of your I am presence does impel you forward in spite of any activity of the outer self. So if you're constantly in everything bringing your I am presence, you can constantly use it. So long as this single idea is held firmly, storms, distress, and disturbance may rage about you, but in the consciousness of the I am presence, you can and are able to stand serene, unmoved by the seething vortex of human creation, which may or may not be about you. There is but one way by which you and the Father may become eternally one. And that is through the full acceptance of His I am presence, energy, love, wisdom, and power, which He has given you, golden links, golden steps, by which you climb serenely upwards in your final achievement. So we have all received these golden steps, small steps we received, and repeatedly they've repeated the same thing in every chapter, correct? Every chapter they've repeated the same thing almost in different forms. And these are golden steps. And repetition is done because when things are very simple, they are elusive. You don't make it a way of life. So that is why things need to be repeated and repeated and repeated. As a teacher also, understand this, it's very important that after you teach, you repeat, you surmise, you repeat, you surmise, and you see that your students have got what you're saying. So that is the best way of teaching also. So sometimes, now here we start the real reading. Till here, I think we did yesterday. Sometimes, somewhere, every individualization of the God, the Father, must find his way back to the Father through his I am presence, fulfilling his cycle or cycles of individualizations in the use of the activity of the outer self. So, in short, he's saying sometimes we all need to finish up all our karma and balance all our karma before we completely merge with the Father within us. The Earth is only sphere in which there is the density of atomic structure that you experience. The conscious recognition and use of the I am presence, which you are steadily, which you are. So when you use the I am presence all the time, consciously, every time, is this the right decision? Or am I making this right decision by doing this? And then you see, even small things you will want to put in right places when you do things consciously. You'll find that one job you have to, when you're doing it consciously, you'll do it in full detail. He will not just do it like that. He will think and do it. The Earth is the only sphere in which there is the density of the atomic structure that you experience. The conscious recognition and use of the I am presence, which you are, steadily raises the vibratory actions of your atomic structure. Unclothing and liberating the electronic activity which is hidden within the atom enable you to become self-luminous beings. You know what happens is that when there is a cell and there is a nucleus within it, so there is a lot of negativity around the nucleus, the space between the boundary of the cell and the nucleus. And all that space, whatever negativity which we have thought or done in action has been stuck. Now, when we do the violet fire, that is why we say, for the forgiveness, I am the law of forgiveness, and the consuming fire, which is the consuming fire, is the violet flame which we are doing in the morning. All that space in between gets emptied, and therefore the cell starts vibrating at a very higher rate. What the cell is made of molecules and atoms are made of all this small electrons and protons and all these things. So this atomic structures start melting down, and the electrons, which are the real thing, that is why we say, I am the resurrection, the life of ascended master's electronic substance. It is the electrons when we become full of light. The electronic substance. So we have to remove all the negativity and burn all the negativity within us to vibrate at the electronic level. I wish it here distinctly understood. I hope you're doing something. We can see your arm rotating. Let me stop the video. Okay. I wish it here distinctly understood by all who may receive this or even ever contact it. So we are contacting it. That I am not and never was. So this Jesus is saying, I am not and never was a special being created of God, different from the rest of humanity. It is true that I had made previous conscious effort that Anne had attained much previous to the embodiment in which I won the eternal victory. So it always happens that when you've made the previous effort, your journey goes faster. But you have to again start building your bridge of light again. It's not that you continue from that bridge of light, but your journey becomes faster because you know the path. So you go faster. So that's why he went faster, because of his endeavors in the previous birth. So he said he was not different. He's same, like he's got everything what we have got, and yet he could do it because of this conscious use of the mighty I am present. My choice of experience 2000 years ago was to set the example which every individualization of God would and must sooner or later follow. So he's saying he wanted to make an example of himself to show. So when these Godheads come, at that time everybody is doing role playing to make an example for the next yugas of people to understand how to live, how to make a way of life. Like the whole Kaurava Pandava thing was a Krishna Karasthan. Karasthan means just a play. Everybody went to heaven. It was just a play, ultimately. It was a play for us to understand what is good and what is bad in life, and how we can be, what is God like and what are God's attributes. How I urge beloved children of God to look upon me as your elder brother, one with you, when I said or left the word that I am with you always. the I am presence which I am and which you are is one. Therefore, do you not see how I am with you always? Think deeply on this and try to feel its reality. So you all of you understand this part? This is very simple. The main I am and the sparks which came out from it, all I ams, I ams, I am. And each one of us have that I am, but ultimately we are one at the hub, right? So the I am which is in me is also there in you, right? That is how we are one. Do you all understand this? Or is it difficult for you to understand? Anyone has this confusion in mind? Mansi, you have any confusion? Tejal, Salima?
Yeah, but see, we might be all one, but the way we are is that we are different in a way that some of us are in the mode of goodness, some are in
All
the
that
mode.
छोड़ो ये इतना समझ में आया कि that I
That is the
am
reason
the
I
main I
am.
am. Did you
Yeah, the
understand this
main,
much? That's
the,
all I'm
yeah,
asking.
yeah.
Wonderful. Yeah,
We
you
may
understood
vary.
this.
Yeah, we
That
may
when he's
vary.
saying that because see, the Parabrahma has made everyone. Through the Parabrahma came the Param Atma, and each one of us have that Param Atma. Now, when Jesus is saying, or if Krishna says this, anybody who says, any God who says this, that I am with you always, the I am presence, which I am and which you are, is one. Therefore, do you not see how I am with you always? Because my I am, my Paramatma, and your Paramatma are definitely from the same Parabrahma. So we are one. So don't you see how I am with you always? That is what he's saying. Think deeply on this and try to feel its reality. At the time and after my ascension, I saw the immensity of the radiation I would be able to pour forth by my beloved brothers and sisters upon the earth from the sphere in which I had become fitted to dwell. Sometimes it happens that when two, three people are together and one advances very fast, the others might feel left out. But do you realize that the one should should not stop himself to advance? The one should just go ahead and advance. Why? Because when one advances very fast, he or she can send light to their loved ones to bring them to light faster. You get this? There are suppose two people, maybe husband and wife. Maybe the husband is very advanced. They're both starting the journey together, but suddenly the husband picks up the speed and goes ahead in life. And the wife will feel left out. But the husband's just because the wife feels left out, the husband slows down and tones down his soul journey is not the right. In fact, the husband should go ahead so fast so that when he receives the final light and he merges, the wife who's left behind, he can bring her back up there. Also, sometimes where there are twin flames are concerned, or the twin flames, the one is lagging behind and the other goes very much ahead. The twin flame can share her light with the twin to uplift the twin. So that is also there. That is why it's important that all of you don't know where your twin flames are, or maybe you know them, but the light which you will accumulate with the merging with your I am will help you and your twin flame to make the final ascension. You get all of this? Is this very clear, all of you? Percy, you you have a question? Anybody has a question? Then ask. No. Okay. So at the time and after my ascension, I saw the immensity of the radiation I would be able to pour forth to my beloved brother and sisters upon the earth from the sphere in which I had become fitted to dwell. I wish to say to you in all truth, every individual who will send his conscious thought to me with the desire to be raised above the limitations of earth or of his own creation and will live accordingly, will receive every assistance from me that is possible to be given, according to the steps of growth in the consciousness which he attains from time to time. So he's saying if you make a conscious effort all the time to merge with your I am, then these individuals will be given from ascended masters and Jesus lot of support from their side to make the ascension. Do not misunderstand me at this point. When I refer to growth, I am speaking of humanity in general. I do not refer to some who have previous attainments sufficient which, in their present use and full acceptance of the I am presence, they may rend the veil of human creation and step forth in the embrace of the ascended, blazing I am presence at any time. So he's saying it's not just for those who have, on the verge of ascension. This is therefore all humanity. So it even includes anyone who was not in the retreat also. The people who make an effort on a constant daily basis to be with the I am and act. And when they slip also, they say, we are so sorry. I made this mistake. I'm very sorry. And when they say that, and they move forward, then these people are given special, very special support from the soul world. There are some in the group of students already drawn together for whom it is possible to do this. That depends entirely upon themselves, upon the calm, poised intensity by which they become conscious of their I am present. So the more poised you are, the more calm you are, the more you are in connection with your I am present. These great tidings I bring to you because I proved them in my own personal experience. Tidings means gifts. Tidings means what? Gifts, Sangeeta? Percy?
News, Master. News or any kind of
Good wishes.
news or information.
Good wishes. Good
Good
news,
wishes.
pleasant news.
Good wish. The great tidings I bring to you because I proved them in my own personal experience. Before I became fully decided in what manner I should leave the example to humanity, I suddenly, from an inner impulse, began to use the statement, I am the resurrection and the life. Within 48 hours after which I began using the statement with great rejoicing, I saw what was to be done, and I wish to assure you that it was the conscious use of the mighty statement, I am the resurrection and the life. So when you use this statement, I am the resurrection and the life means I am is resurrecting you completely, making you new. However gone case you are, he will resurrect you completely and life, and he'll give you the new life. I am the life of light. So he will bring the life and light into your life. He will resurrect you completely. And when Jesus used this statement, which we use every morning, don't we use every morning? We use this every morning. I am the resurrection and the life of ascended masters, electronic substance of love, light, purity, perfection, sustained forever and now made manifest. We manifest it for ourselves every day. You all can also do it. Those who are not coming in the morning, Mansi, Sangeeta, and Percy can write the statement down. I am the resurrection and the life of ascended masters, electronic substance of love, light, purity, and perfection, sustained forever and now made manifest.
Could you please repeat?
I am the resurrection and the life of. I am the resurrection and the life of ascended masters, electronic substance of love, light, purity, perfection. Then suppose if you want to put the same thing in a part of your body, suppose your liver is not working well, so sustained in my liver, Balwan, sustained in my eyesight, sustained in my whatever you want to put. And in that, I am the resurrection, the life of ascended masters, electronic substance of love, light, purity, perfection. You want to put any other, like good health or any other healthy eyes or something like that. You can put all that, add all that. Sustain forever in my Dada dash now made manifest. You can say that. This is a very powerful statement. We have been using it to resurrect. You can resurrect anything in life, your relationships, you'll resurrect your finances, you'll resurrect your Mansi, are you listening to me? You can resurrect your finances. You can
yes.
resurrect
Yes, I'm
your
writing.
health. Huh?
Yes, I'm typing the statements.
Yeah, good.
Uh,
Just
I
don't
wrote
type it,
also,
use it.
yeah,
Use it.
and if I can't sleep, then I can write in my sleep.
Yeah,
For
you
my
can,
sleep
if you can't sleep, then you can write in your sleep means.
means means I can write sleeplessness, or I write
Yeah,
insomnia,
sleeplessness
or I
thing.
write
I am the
for my sleep,
resurrection and the life of a good
of my good sleep.
restful sleep, a restful
Restful
sleep
sleep.
now
Huh,
made manifest.
huh,
Restful sleep,
my restful sleep.
restful sleep, relaxed mind, and that one.
Yeah.
Okay. Now made
So,
sustain forever is an important
yeah,
thing you have to
sustain
do.
forever in my
Sustain
relaxed
forever
mind,
and
restful
now
sleep.
made manifest. So when Jesus used this statement, he was wondering, how do I leave this earth and how do I sort of make a statement to humanity how they must live in life, and how can he become a very inspiring source? And that is the time when he made this. In 48 hours, he knew what he had to do. In 48 hours, he knew what he had to do for humanity. So I'm the resurrection and the life. Even that much, if you say, na, I'm the resurrection and the life. I'm the resurrection and the life. I'm the resurrection and the life. And just see how your life changes. I'm the resurrection and the life. Let's see it now. Let's see it like something.
Yeah,
Just
yeah,
let's put both our hands on our heart and say, I'm the resurrection and the life. Connect with your I am. Connect with your higher self, divine spark, all of you. I am the resurrection and the life. 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 I am. So wonderful. This was very nice. That gets you into a samadhi like this. So beautiful it is. So I saw what was to be done, and I wish to assure you that it was the conscious use of the mighty statement, I am the resurrection and the life, which enabled me to make the ascension in the presence of so many, and imprint or record upon the etheric records that example for all humanity, which will stand eternally present. it was unfortunate that the veil of the orthodox idea was drawn over the minds of the people, preventing the comprehension that each one had within himself. So everybody knows the truth from inside, but for us to understand that on the conscious level, and that was, veiled by the orthodox way of thinking, that the I am presence, the same as I had, by which he could attain, do the same thing I did and win the eternal victory. It's the word that people did not see how the victory could be done. If what Jesus could do, they could also do. And what masters before Jesus have done, they can also do. Such, beloved students, is my personal message I leave with you, spoken through the light and sound ray, into which any of you may enter, see and hear with sufficient conscious preparation. So next time when you'll enter a meditation, consciously tell, dear I am, please take me to the light and sound ray of Jesus, of Ascended Master, whoever, Meher Baba, of Ascended Master Sai Baba, anyone. Please, and give me this message. Give me this message. And when you connect with your three flames like this, the flame of wisdom, yellow flame of wisdom, the pink flame of love, the indigo blue flame of power, and you connect with your higher selves and divine spark like this and bring down the divine spark. Then after doing that many times, you can also, go up like this and connect with the three flames of Sai Baba, Meher Baba, Saint Germain, Zarathustra, Allah, whoever you need to, connect with their three flames. So your three flames and when their three flames are one, you are in complete connection. And then ask that please on the sound and light ray, please let me speak to these masters. Such, beloved student, is my personal message I leave with you, spoken through the light and sound ray into which any of you may enter, see and hear with sufficient conscious preparation. Again, I urge you to think of me as your elder brother, ready to give you assistance at all times. Do not think of me as a transcendent being so far beyond your reach that contact is impossible. For the I am presence which enabled me to make the ascension is the same I am presence that will enable you to make the ascension as I did. Only today you have the assistance of the great ascended hosts of beings who have won the eternal victory and joyously stand at your service as you make yourselves ready. With my love, I enfold you. I again repeat, I am with you always. So beautifully said, no? This whole thing. And so this last thing which he's saying, that don't look upon me as a transcendent being, like, far away. I'm not far away. I'm like your elder brother, and I am that I am. So I am in you also. So you can use this, and I'll be there to assist you all the time. And so are the other hosts of ascended beings. And then in the end, he says, with my love, I enfold you. I again repeat, I am with you always. So good. And then Saint Germain is saying, did I not have a surprise for you? The benediction here, you all can repeat after me. Into the fullness of thy mighty silence, O great presence, we come to rest, to feel thy peace, to love thy harmony pervading all. O mighty love, presence which beats the hearts of all mankind, strengthens thyself within the hearts, draw and hold their conscious attention upon thee, the great love star in the heart of each one. Glorify thy presence and thy Creator in them. Bless all mankind with that strength to look only to thee and to stand steadfast facing thee. So, what is the great love star? The great love star is the name of the star was given in one of the previous chapters, which I've forgotten. But the great love star is that star through which that love energy, which is all the ascended masters have taken to ascend. And each one of us must always, always, always in your prayers keep the great love star. Dear the great love star, please be with me. Whatever prayers you're saying, Parsi prayers, Muslim prayers, but the great love star we must always call upon. Okay? So now we are going to chapter 20. It is with great rejoicing that many who have been observant of this accomplishment see how truly the students are entering into the mighty I Am presence, and how the things that have been disturbing are being dissolved and are dropping away as though they never had been. So always there's an issue with each one of us where, this is disturbing, that is disturbing. But slowly when you merge with the I Am, nothing disturbs you. Beloved students, can you realize how great our rejoicing is? We have trod the pathway of attainment into the great freedom of mastery over all limitations. We rejoice to see you entering into this presence, which, if maintained, and will bring you certainly and surely to the same freedom. It is only when the outer becomes insufficiently obedient, giving all power to the great inner presence, sorry, not insufficient. It is only when the outer becomes sufficiently obedient, giving all power to the great inner presence, that one finds peace and rest in this mighty acknowledgement. So when is there discord within us, the mind and the heart are all the time at loggerheads. But when you are sufficiently, obedient to your I am, okay, this is the problem I am. What is the right thing for me to do in this? And when in your logical mind, you might feel this is right, that is right, that is right, that is right. But if your I am is saying something and you do it, I tell you, I am writing and telling you that is the best way of doing things. And I'll give you one example of my life. So I was looking after my aunt who had no children, and she was highly diabetic and had all the possible ailments, including she was an Alzheimer patient. She was hyper, like she would hallucinate a lot and everything. So I had kept a team of a nurse and and a very old servant was there. Old means not old in age, but many years where he had been with my aunt, and there was another servant I had kept. But these two servants, the one who was there for a very long time, and this nurse of mine, they would always get together and gang up on me, and they would really give me such heartburns and tough time. But my aunt was very happy with them because she would smile and laugh with them. And I would feel, okay, for my not getting along with them, why should my aunt, suffer? So they would sometimes really take advantage and do things. So I was on the verge of removing them. But I did soul communication at that point of time with my own soul. And the divine told me that this is your karma, this is your karma with them. You have to complete your karma with them. Don't throw them. Don't throw them out. And another servant was there who was a very nice servant, whom I felt was a very nice servant. At that time, very obedient, very sweet. They were harassing her and to throw her out. But the divine told me, if she wants to go, let her go. You keep these two only. And I just, obeyed at that point. It was very difficult. And I did my blessings and did my forgiveness practice with them. I did a lot of blessings. And then my children told me, Mom, when we do something wrong, what do? You throw us off from your life? No, we are your children. So treat them also like your children. And so taking that into account and all that, ultimately I went into their lives, and whatever problems they had, I could resolve them for them. And I did them for each one of them. Each one of them, I did that. And we became friends. Until now, we are friends. And if I need something, I call upon them. They help me out and everything. So when Divine is telling you, okay, no, it's okay, it looks like this, but you sort of transform your attitude. So when you transform and release whatever is negative in you, first you release that. Whether you get things or you don't get things is not that charge which you are carrying. You have to release that charge completely. You can release it in the violet flame or anything. It's the charge which, or do EFT. EFT is very, very, very powerful tool also, but remove the charge, please, because until you are carrying that charge and negativity, you will never get what you want. You have to release it completely, really release it, and then things transform in your life. Completely burn it out, completely not feel negative about that person or anybody, the situation or whatever. And sometimes, these negative situations really go very deep. The hurt is really deep in life. But don't worry, start again. Either you can start again or you can be caught up in the deeper hurt. Better to start again and leave the rest. Start again and leave the rest. Twice or thrice in my life, we have all been duped. My whole family has been duped of money. Thrice. We have all started again, and we have come out as conquerors. Because just let it be and just start again, fresh start. With a happy mind and a happy joyousness, with oneness with the I amness. We start again and we can really achieve whatever we want to. We don't make the same mistakes again. That is why on spirituality, what happens now? People either they meditate on the heart chakra or they meditate on their Ajna chakra. So when they only meditate upon the Agnya chakra, they become very severe. Very severe they become. And they don't use the heart at all. And if you just meditate upon a heart chakra, you become very soft, where the world can take you for a ride. So that is why the meditation which you do in life should be a balanced one. So 3 days a week, you should meditate upon your heart chakra. 2 days a week, you should meditate upon your Agnya chakra. So that, neither anybody can take you for a ride, nor anybody can, you are not very severe. So in the beginning, people used to find me very severe, very, very strict. But as the meditation on the heart chakra has gone out, now my students say, Master, now you're so loving, so kind that way. But like people won't mess with you. People mess with you only when you're not here strong. And you can topple down in your soul journey when you are not here kind enough. So ye do bahut important hai. It has to be at a balance in life. Do you get me? Those who are not doing their own meditations, Percy and I don't know what you all are doing, Mansi and all of you. But others are with me, so I know what they are doing. They are doing twin heart as well as meditation upon the soul. So when you're doing that, you are in a balance. In that peace and rest flows a mighty river of energy, like a mountain stream flowing through a fertile valley, lined with flowers and perfect vegetation. What is that flow? Let us see. Beloved students, can you realize how great our rejoicing is? We have trod the pathway of attainment with the great freedom of mastery over all limitations. We rejoice to see you entering into this presence, which, if maintained, will bring you certainly and surely to the same freedom. What is the freedom from? Freedom from all that and all that freedom from all that grievances which you have. It is only when the outer becomes sufficiently obedient. So when you are so obedient to the divine, giving all the power to the great inner presence, that one finds peace and rests in this mighty acknowledgement. In that peace and rest flows a mighty river of energy like a mountain stream flowing through a fertile valley. So when you are in peace, there's a great flow of the divine energy. You see, when you are at peace, healing begins. That's the point when healing begins in your body. That is why what gives you peace is forgiveness. Forgiving yourself, forgiving the opposite person, asking for forgiveness and giving forgiveness, both. So in the peace that passeth understanding, do you move more and more, finding the eternal river of energy flowing into and through your being, spreading its blessings and opulence into your life and experience everywhere you go. So when you are absolutely at peace, that is the time you sort of absolutely glow, because then you allow that light to come in. While it is true that the intelligence is the channel through which you must receive, yet as you feel with deep sincerity the truth of the I am presence, you will find the stillness becoming greater and greater until one day thou shalt see the door of thy creation open wide before thee, and thou shalt step forth with open arms into that freedom, inhaling the fragrance of the pure atmosphere of the etheric world, wherein thou wilt be able to mold that plastic substance into perfection of everything upon which the desire is held. So the peace, the stillness will allow you to enter such a world of electronic substance that you can have full mastery over matter. That is what it is. We will end here. This is page 228, the first line of 228. I think this chapter 20 is really very, very, very interesting. So thank you everyone for being here, lovingly, kindly listening patiently. Please imbibe all the teachings. Thank you, Divine. Thank you, Tao. Thank you, Great Master Jesus, Ascended Masters of all kinds. We are so grateful. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Deepest gratefulness and thank you.